broadcasting you live on YouTube, and this is Forex Trading Course 101. Remember the three pillars. What we are trying to do in this course is we are trying to build a strategy and or a system that is easy to understand, easy to obey, and easy to execute. We are trying to learn the risk management rules, right? Without risk management, the strategy and the system is not going to be profitable. And the big one, we are trying to learn, hello Miguel, we are trying to learn the psychology part. And again, without the psychology in place, our strategy and our system is not going to be profitable. Everybody, if this is your first time, we are in the advanced module starting today. We are in the advanced module. We are passed over the basic module, beginner module, and intermediate module. So if it's difficult, right, for you, if this is your first time and you don't quite understand the why, the how, and the when, please go back to the Ducascopy YouTube webinar page and start to watch Forex Trading Course 101 starting from lesson 1. Also remember that 90% of traders lose money in the Forex market worldwide, and the webinars are not trading or investment advice. The webinars are for educational purposes only. And for homeworks or questions, you have my Gmail contact down here, you have my Skype contact, and you have my LinkedIn contact. That being said, everybody, let's open the charts and start to talk about simple indicators. Okay, now this is an advanced module, everybody. Okay, so after trend lines, counter trend lines, Fibonacci's, structure, market wave, you know, and pivot points and candlestick formations and multiple time frame trading, now we are going to learn about indicators. So we know that we have three tradable behaviors, right? One is the uptrend, the other one is the downtrend, and the third is the so-called sideways movement or consolidation. For the beginner traders, of course, there are more complex behaviors like patterns, flags, pennants, right? Okay. Now, simple indicators. Hello, George. Simple indicators, everybody. Now, you need to learn this before, okay? So, let's say like this, when we apply indicators, we want to be clear about which indicator is going to show us direction, and which one is going to show us an possible entry. Okay, this is number one. Okay, if you're a beginner trader, you are learning how to use indicators. Hello, time to shine. How are you? If you're a beginner trader and you are learning how to use indicators, the first thing you need to understand is when we apply indicators, we want to be clear about which indicator is going to show us direction and which one is going to show us an entry, everybody. And let's be clear, everybody, I am not an expert on indicators, okay? So if you want to ask me about programming and I don't know, I am not an expert about indicators, okay? I'm going to pass to you what I know, what I've learned from my mentors. Hopefully this is going to help you, okay? Now, so before we go and talk about simple indicators that I am using, okay, There is no right or wrong. The indicators I'm not using are most likely not the best, okay, and maybe some of them that I use are not going to be helpful to you, so you are going to need to do your homework and research and everything, okay. So we need two types of indicators if you want, of course. Number one is going to determine direction in an uptrend, okay, and the other one is going to determine an entry, possibly an entry, okay. So let's clone. This is going to be an entry, this is going to be an entry, this is going to be an entry. And what is the challenge, everybody? There is no right or wrong, okay. Passion, should I have only indicators that are showing me direction without entries? Passion, I don't like indicators that are showing direction. I prefer indicators that are showing me the possible entry. There is no right or wrong, okay. You take what you like, everybody. You can reject what you don't like or what you don't understand, what you don't agree, of course, okay. But if you're a beginner trader, understand this: you cannot use the same indicator for direction as for an entry, okay. Are two different indicators. I mean, you can, of course, because I'm not your father. You can do anything you want, right? But if you ask me if you are going to use the same indicator for an entry as for direction, okay, I'm going to give a simple example. Let's use the simple moving average, SM. Let me see, simple, okay, simple moving average 200, okay. So of course this is an exaggeration, but you have here a simple moving average, and it's not shown on the weekly chart. You have a simple moving average of 200, okay. Now if you compress the chart, this indicator, it's a simple indicator, is going to show you direction, but it's not going to show you an entry, right? And of course you can say, no, this is not true, we have an entry here, right, to sell, and we have an entry here to buy, right, and we have an entry here to sell. You know what, you know what is my answer, right? Well, no problem. You can do whatever you want, my friend, okay? No problem if you think this is an entry, this is an entry, this is an entry, alright? But the simple moving average, everybody, as an indication of direction, it's quite different in comparison to, okay, to what? Let me think, to the parabolic SAR. Let's see parabolic SAR. And okay, and again, there is no right or wrong, but if you are going to check those two, you are going to see that parabolic SAR is not the best option for direction, right? So if I'm using the parabolic SAR for direction, then I'm going to have big problems, because down, up, down, up, down, up, down, up, right? It's a mess. It's a mess. Okay, so this is for the beginner traders, everybody. Don't mix, and be aware that not in all indicators are for direction, and not all indicators are for entry. Okay, if you want, of course it's your decision, everybody, but if you want, you can put on your chart and put as a part of your strategy and or a system, you can put indicators. You can have indicators for the direction if you want, and you can put the indicator for the entry, and there is no right or wrong. And again, everybody, I'm not an expert on indicators, but a challenge that it's quite common for the beginner trader is, if I'm going to use another indicator for entries like the Stohastic, right? Like the Stohastic. Now, one challenge, everybody, is that as a beginner trader I can modify the parameters, right? I can open Stohastic and I can check the chart, and I said, well, here it was late, you know, and maybe here gave a false signal. I lost on this one, you know. This was the fake signal. I went long in here, but the market reversed. I lost, so it's not okay, you know. And then as beginner traders, not the polyline, we can move, we can change, right? So I can move from 5 to, and look how the chart is going to change, how the indicators chart is going to change accordingly. I'm changing the number, right? Now, what number is the best, everybody? I don't know. I'm going to give you my numbers, but again, I'm not an expert on indicators, okay? So you need to test the numbers. Maybe you're going to find the better ones, right? Now, if I'm going to leave 26, the fast period, now I would be safe in here, because the red line didn't went into the oversold zone, right? So I don't know, maybe is this one maybe is this the best parameter for the Stohastic? I don't know. Okay, I'm going to delete this. Now, one more thing which is challenging, everybody, is you need to be aware, okay, when, let's write this down, when deciding about an indicator, we need to study it and test it, okay? Now, conclusion, to give you a little bit of time, conclusion, be aware that the same parameters on one time frame may be not the best for the other time frame. Okay? Now, what does this mean? This means that if I'm going to use Stohastic again, recent in the head, there you go. If I'm going to use the Stohastic, like in here, and I changed my parameter, the fast period is not 14 anymore, it's 8 or 8 or whatever, but it's 26. Maybe it's okay for the weekly chart, but maybe it's not okay for the 2-hour chart. Okay, so this is the 2-hour chart in here, and let's see. So as you can see, everybody, it's not okay, because here I'm in the oversold zone. The market should go up, right? But the market is falling, so I have a loss, losing trade. Also here it was you know, I don't know about where is my stop loss, but here maybe also I have a losing trade, you know. Or talking about selling the downtrend, right? I have here a signal to sell, but I lost. So this was my sell entry, right? But if you look at the chart, everybody, I lost in here, right? So as a beginner trader, everybody, when you are learning about indicators, you need to be aware about those two things. Number one, not all indicators are useful for the same thing. Some indicators are best suitable for trend direction, market direction, and the other indicators are best suitable for entries. And point number two, not all parameters are the best for all time frames. And truth to be told, it's a lot of work, right? Okay, now you can put your, let's go back to the weekly chart, you can put on your strategy, or you can make indicators, everybody, a part of your strategy if you want. But remember, if you're going to put indicators as a part of your strategy, you must use it. Okay, now let's talk about the first one that I'm using. Okay, it's a simple indicator. The first one that I'm using is the exponential moving average cross. So, and those are the indicators, everybody, that I'm using. Okay, and we are going to talk about those two. So I have on the chart EMA 8, exponential moving average 8, and I have the exponential moving average 21, and I'm using the crossover. When the 8 is going to cross the 21, I'm using it as an entry signal. Teromar, hello, how are you? I just came to say hi. I'm on lesson 15 right now and on my way to catch up with you. Great job, great job. You are going to have lessons, Teromar, that I'm saying please watch the same lesson over and over. Okay, so try to watch and learn as much as possible. And there are some lessons that you should watch 2 or 3 times. It's the same lesson. Okay, but congratulations to you. Great job. Everybody, if this is your first time, you are going to catch up during the holidays. Okay. We are going to stop the webinars around December 20th, December 20, and then we are going to be back on January 20. Okay, so during this time, everybody, you can go back and check the lost webinars. You know, you can learn as much as you can. Can you repeat please the parameters on the exponential EMA? Yes sir. Okay, I'm going to delete, everybody, delete. So you go here, you go add indicator, and you write expo. Now moving, where is the moving average? Let me check, Miguel, I lost the name. EMA, okay, EMA, well, doesn't appear. Where is it? EMA momentum indicator, moving average doesn't appear, so exponential. Okay, Miguel, I'm going to go here with recent indicators. Is this one? Okay, and it's like this. It's 8 close price. One is 8. Okay, I don't know why I cannot find it on the list. No problem. Okay, close price 8, but it's an exponential moving average, Miguel. It's not a simple one. It's an exponential moving average. The one is time period is 8, and the other one, I'm going to clone this one, and the other one is going to be 21. Okay, close price 21. I'm going to just change colors. Okay, so the one is 8 and the other is 21. exponential moving average, not simple moving average, not double EMA, triple WMA in different ways. Okay, can you overlap studies? Yes. Oh, thank you, Miguel. So add, not this one. Add indicator, Miguel says overlap studies. Thank you, Miguel. There you go. EMA exponential moving average. Thank you, Miguel. Okay, everybody, so this is the first one, and I'm using it together with the let me check, not this one, this one. Okay, so there you go. Now I'm going to open a chart, okay? Euro GBP weekly chart. Open template, JCloud. So I'm using, everybody, exponential. Where is the Euro GBP? Euro GBP weekly chart. There you go. I'm using it as an entry indicator. Okay. Now let's disable. So this is the weekly, right? Now, of course, I don't have enough risk capital, everybody, for me to enter on the weekly, so I'm going to move it on the daily chart. Okay, now we learned a lot of stuff so far, everybody. What is this? This is the, okay, now we are coming, everybody, to the market broke the first pivot point and the market is falling, right? I'm going to delete the others. It's going to be for another lesson. So the market, this is the weekly chart on the left, and the market broke the first level of support and it's falling toward the second level of support from the weekly chart. Now something is going to happen. Drawings. Something is going to happen around the second pivot point, which is down here, or maybe around the monthly sub-D extension. But when the market is going to be ready to move up, okay, now the question is going to be, is this going to be just a retracement? Remember, we have Brexit. It's a fundamental risk on the GBP pairs. Finally, right, the market is going to hit the pivot point and then is going to reverse. So I'm going to see the exponential moving average cross for the upside, and this is going to be for me a signal to enter. Now I need to also, everybody, we need to manage our trades, right? Because of the Brexit and everything that is happening, everybody, I don't know if this entry is going to be the first extension for the sideways channel that it's continuing. Okay, so far we are locked in here, and there you go. So this is the sideways channel that we are locked in so far. Let's make it like this and clone, right? Or maybe this retracement is just going to be a retracement leg for the further down extension. Okay, this is what we need to manage. Color, let's make it green. Okay, green on the downside, red on the upside. But nonetheless, everybody, when the two EMA they are going to cross, this is going to be a signal to enter here. Okay, now what's the problem with the indicators that are signaling you an entry? What's the problem? What's the challenge? The problem is if you are on the wrong side of the trend, they are not going to help you. Okay, and this is the risk. Now where are we? Let me see. Okay, so we are here. Okay, let's make it bigger. And this is the risk, everybody, when you are using indicators. Okay, so let's say that we are in an uptrend. We are in an uptrend, and we learned about extension, retracement. Let's color code this differently, right? Extension, retracement, extension, retracement, and this goes for all time frames, everybody. Extension, retracement, extension, retracement, extension, you know. And let's say that I'm using the EMA crossover, right? On the bigger time frame, maybe is not that risky, but it's risky on the smaller time frames, like the 15-minute chart, like the 1-hour chart, the 2-hour chart, maybe the 4-hour chart, because if I'm not aware, or if I made a mistake, everybody, and I have the wrong direction, you know, maybe I'm going to short the market in here, because I'm going to see the signals. I'm going to short the market in here, and I'm going to short the market in here. So if this is the 15-minute chart, everybody, or the 30-minute chart, or the 1-hour chart, and I'm going to enter here, I'm going to sell the crossover of the moving average, I'm going to lose. Why is that? Because I'm going to enter into a trade, and then I'm going to drink coffee or go for a walk, or I'm going to sleep, and the market is going to reverse and is going to take me out. But the crossover, everybody, let's make it inside in here. EMA 8 and one more, there you go. Let's change the parameters. 21, right? And different color, green. Okay, as you can see, everybody, the EMA crossover, especially in here when we are sideways, so it's going to cross from the downside up, and it's going to cross from the upside down. It's going to show you. And if you go on the 15-minute chart, everybody, where is a lot of noise, or the 1-hour chart, where is also a lot of noise, still less noise compared to the 15-minute chart. And if you have your trend direction wrong, everybody, okay, I cannot do it. Let's say, so we were here in a downtrend, right? Okay, I cannot. Let's go on the 1-hour chart, everybody. I cannot compress more. Okay. So this is an example. We were in a downtrend, as you can see. Downtrend, 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 right? But you see this, everybody. So it's just an example, right? You bought here, and you went to sleep, or you went to walk with your dog, or you went to work, whatever, you know. Stop loss is down here, whatever, and if you are not in front of the laptop or the computer or the trading station, you would be stopped out. And then you have, let's say again, you have a signal to buy in here. Okay, signal to buy, right? The market crossed the moving average 8, crossed the moving average of the exponential moving average of 21. So you would go long in here, maybe put the stop loss down here a few pips, right? And bam, you would be stopped out again. Why is that? Because you have, everybody, because we have the direction is wrong. Okay? What I'm trying to tell you, everybody, is that indicators are not going to help you if you have your direction wrong. Let me see if this is the chart. This one, let me see, full screen, there you go, yes. Okay, so when you apply, everybody, it doesn't matter if you have MACD or Stohastic or RSI or Bollinger Bands or Parabolic SAR or Ichimoku or whatever, the indicator is going to increase the risk if you don't have some other indicator or strategy where you can check, double check and triple check the direction. Okay, now a simple strategy, everybody, would be, is just an example, and remember, I'm not an expert on indicators, okay, but a simple strategy or a simple system would be, we have the exponential moving average of 8, we have the exponential moving average of 21. Now we are going to add the moving average of simple, let me see, simple moving average of 100. Okay, and then now we have one simple indicator that it's showing us direction, and we have the other combination of simple indicators that are showing us entries, right? And this is just an example, everybody. I'm not using this, but I'm trying to explain you how to think, okay? For you not to lose on the trades, everybody, and to minimize the risk if you have your direction wrong, and this is just an example, you can write in your strategy or in your system, I will enter long only and only if the EMA cross, double S cross is going to happen above the SMA 100. Okay, and again, everybody, you need to check, you need to test how the different indicators, how the different parameters are working on different time frames. But this is a simple one, simple example. I will enter long only and only if the EMA cross is going to happen above the simple moving average of 100, right? So this cross happened below, I didn't enter. This cross happened below, I didn't enter, right? Now let's check. We don't have the crystal ball and the market is moving, right? Moving, there you go. So this is not the best example because it's difficult to see if the market, if the 8 EMA went below the 21, but still this is an example. Or there you go, this is a better one. Now you can see the exponential moving average going up and down, right? And again, not the best one. So let's see another one. Okay, this is the best. Now this is a clear signal here, everybody, right? This is a clear signal, and let's see, the market went up, 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 and we have a profit, right? Now, where to take profits, everybody, is a different story for another lesson. Let's just see the entries, right? So not the best, not the best. The market is moving sideways. Bam, we have another one, another signal in here, right? We have the simple moving average of 100 signaling us the direction, and as a rule we have, oh, I'm going only enter long when the market is going to be above the direction line. So let's see how this is going to play out. Okay, maybe some profit, maybe not, right? We need to manage the trade, and we have again another signal. We are above the 100 simple moving average, right? And again, maybe, of course, this is the sideways movement right now, right? And again, we can move on some different currency pair, like which one? Let me think. Canada JPY. We talked about lately the Canada JPY. So let's check Canada JPY, and let's move on the daily chart. Just an example. Okay, and with the same rules, right? We wouldn't go long, everybody, in here, and we would not go long in here, right? And we would not go long in here. Why is that? Because the entry indicator is below the trend line, but we would go long. Where is the signal? We don't have any signals, right? Now, of course, the same goes in the other direction. We can say, well, I'm going to go short when the market or the EMA crossover is going to happen below the trend line. So this would be a signal to enter here, right? And let me see, let me check. We would not enter here, so this would be a no-go because the market is above, right? And let me see, this again, this would be a nice entry, but according to our strategy, or according to our system, we would not enter here. So let's wait. Another one. We would enter here, everybody, right? So this here was an entry because the market was below the red trend line, and we are going to short the market. This here would be an entry, right? And let's go back on Euro GBP weekly chart. Hopefully, weekly chart. And let me see if we are here. Okay. So this is the advanced module, everybody. You need to learn this, you need to learn this, and let's write this down. If we have the wrong direction, our entry indicators are going to increase our technical risk. Okay, everybody, this is the lesson today. If we have the wrong direction, our entry indicators, like the parabolic SAR, like the RSI, like the MACD, like the Stohastic, and others that I don't know, these indicators are not going to decrease. These indicators are going to increase our technical risk. Okay? Some of you are maybe thinking, well, I prefer not to trade with indicators. No problem. No problem. There is no right or wrong. I know traders that are using strategies without indicators. They don't use MACD. They don't use the exponential moving average. They don't use the RSI, right? The most popular. They just use Fibonacci and trend lines. And there is no right or wrong, everybody. But if you are going to use indicators, and this is the first lesson today, remember you need to have two different indicators. One is for direction, the other one is for entries, possible entries. Okay, you need to check the parameters, because not all the parameters are best for all time frames. And the most important one, you need to remember that if your indicator or your strategy is going to perceive or determine the wrong direction, you are going to increase the technical risk. So indicators can help you, of course, but indicators can also harm you. Okay? Now, there is no right or wrong, but this is just my opinion, okay? It's my opinion. There are no books about this, but the best way to help yourself with indicators is put them inside your manual strategy. It's just my opinion, not a rule, okay? But if you can determine the direction with the trend lines and the monthly, the weekly, you know, and with structure and the market wave, and possibly with the Fibonacci's, and then you put the indicators, you know, let's say that you are going to put the EMA crossover on a crown, then this is going to be helpful. Miguel, any particular time frames that are better for those indicators? Miguel, I'm going to be very honest with you, I don't know. Okay, I didn't do much study on indicators. I'm not an expert on indicators. Okay, what I can tell you, Miguel, is this one. I'm using on the weekly and on the let's open a different chart, everybody. Let's take USD JPY as an example, okay? I'm going to open USD JPY, open template. I'm going to open USD JPY on the monthly, and I'm going to open USD JPY on the weekly. USD JPY monthly, and let's open USD JPY on the weekly. If the software is going to allow USD JPY on the weekly, hopefully. So USD JPY on the monthly and USD JPY. Okay, and I'm going to delete. Oh, still USD JPY. Let me see. Okay. And this is the weekly here. I'm going to now forget the lines, everybody. This is from other lessons. What I want to show you is that I'm using for the weekly and monthly chart, Miguel, I'm using just the MACD. Okay? And again, everybody, I'm not an expert on indicators, but for me, for the direction and possible entry, I'm using the MACD on the monthly and on the weekly with the basic parameters 13, 26, 9. Okay, but I'm not using MACD on the 4-hour chart, 2-hour chart, 1-hour chart. And again, everybody, what works for me maybe is not going to work for you. Okay, now let's close this. I'm going to open again here and here and full screen. Okay, so USD JPY monthly chart, and add indicator, recent MACD. There you go. Okay, this is the MACD, and as you can see, everybody, about the long-term direction, it's, and again, everybody, I'm not an expert, okay, but when I checked the different indicators, not all of them, you know, many times the MACD gave a correct signal for the long-term direction. As you can see, here the market fell, here the market went up, and here the market, right, went down. So as you can see, everybody, the MACD on the monthly chart. Time to shine, sir. Are we going to do crowns trading week? Yes, when we finished with this. Yes, we are going to have a trading week. Time to shine, don't worry. Any indicator calculates in the past and works well with long-term trends. With a short step, you are always too late, is my experience. Thank you, Annie. And please, everybody, do share your experience with the other traders, okay? Because I'm not an expert, okay? Please do share your indicators, please do share the setups, please do share the parameters between you, everybody, so you can help each other. Thank you, Annie. So this is the monthly chart, and let's open a weekly chart, USD JPY weekly chart, and we are going to open the same MACD on the weekly chart, and let's compress the chart, everybody. So as you can see, everybody, as a direction went up, went down, went down, and this is the weekly chart. Quite accurate, I would say, quite accurate. Went up, right, went down. Look at this, everybody. So signal, market went up, went down, MACD went down, went up. Remember, indicators are not guaranteed also. Went up, went down. I would say, everybody, that the MACD, it's just my opinion, the MACD is quite accurate on the monthly and the weekly chart. Passion, but I don't like MACD. No problem. Find other indicators that you like, that you understand, that you agree. Okay, everybody, this is a false one. Look in here. This was a loss, losing trade. Okay. Losing trade in here, yellow one, losing trade, loss. You need to see, everybody, and understand that also indicators are not 100%. You should use them as a part of probabilities, okay? But if you ask me, and in my experience, if you use MACD as a direction on the monthly and weekly, 8 times 9 of 10, 7 times out of 10 is going to give you, to some degree, right? Is going to give it to some degree the right direction. Miguel says, I used indicators during my backtesting time, but gradually I abandoned it. No problem, no problem. We are just building your knowledge, everybody. You don't need indicators if you don't want. Okay? This is not a need. If you want, you can use them. If you don't want or if you don't like, don't use them. No problem. And Miguel is saying MACD combines both the main averages and the oscillators. See, Miguel, you are a better expert than me, because if you ask me why does the MACD works like it works, my answer is I don't know. I have never studied indicators, everybody. What I did, I just put them on the chart and I checked 2 or 3 times. As Miguel said, I back tested for some time and then I put it on the chart. Now, why is the moving average, why is the oscillator, why? I don't know, everybody. Okay, now again, but I don't use MACD on the 4-hour chart. As Annie said, if you are go on the 4-hour chart or 2-hour chart, you are going to be late, right? And a lot of false signals also, right? Here, you know, this is the 2-hour chart here, short. Now in about an hour go long. So no clear direction on the smaller time frames, right? Go short, false signal here. Go short, lost money, right? This is a good one. Go short. So here it worked, right? Now here, let me check. Signal to go long. Well, maybe yes, maybe no. This one. As you can see, everybody, on this smaller time frame, because of the swings, you are going to have a ton of entries, right? You cannot use, remember how we started the lesson, you cannot use the same indicator, everybody, for everything. So I am using the MACD on the monthly and the weekly as a direction, but I'm not using it on the 2-hour chart or 1-hour chart as an entry. Okay, this would be a mistake. And of course, for the beginner trader, sometimes you are going to use it for the entry, and you are going to call me on Skype, right, and say to me, Passion, I did what you said. I mean, I didn't do what you said and I won, you know. Look here, I did exactly the opposite what you are telling us and I won. You know what is going to be my answer to you, right? Well, just continue, no problem. You can always accept what we are telling you, you can always reject what we are telling you, right? No problem. Does it work on the daily? What do you think? Let's open a daily chart. Let's open on a daily chart. Let's open a daily chart, everybody. Time to Shine is asking, what? Does it work on the daily? What do you think? I can tell you I'm not using it as a direction on the daily Oops. I'm not using it as a direction on the daily. But does it work? Let's see. Here it worked, right? Now here more or less, right? Here more or less, so here worked, and here this would be a loss in here, and there is no right or wrong, everybody. You need to test. Here it worked, right? Now here more or less. So this is the daily chart, and let me check. So we are here right now. Now we know, everybody, that technically speaking USD JPY long term is up, right? But you have on the daily a short signal. Does it going to work, or is it going to work? Well, I don't know, but I'm not using MACD, everybody, as a directional indicator on the daily chart. And again, time to shine, you can back test this, you can change parameters, and maybe you can come up with parameters that are going to help me and you and everybody else. So please do share your expertise, everybody, about the indicators, because then we can add it to on our confirmation time frame strategy checklist. Yes, time to shine, you need to do your homework, everybody. Okay, it's not that simple, right? And one challenging thing, the market is always moving. Maybe some indicators that were useful in the past are not useful anymore today. Why not? Because Brexit is an example. Brexit never happened before, you know. So you need to always be aware and monitor if the indicator with your setup is performing well or not. Okay, everybody, happy Friday. Our time is up. Rakesh is coming on stage. Until Monday, stay strong and learn indicators with passion. Okay. Happy weekend, everybody. See you back on Monday. This is FXPassion signing off.